I'm Maddie.
I'm Amber.
And we're Witches Talking Tarot.
We are the weirdos in this one.
I get soft like a sailor snubble. Flip the switch and let the cauldron bubble. Sam.
Wow.
Hey everybody, I'm Amber.
And I'm Maddie.
And we're Witches Talking Tarot. And today, the day before Valentine's Day, we are finally gonna dip our fingers into the subject of sex magic. Yes, I couldn't resist saying it that way. I thought about talking about, we're gonna get our tongues wagging, but that seemed too far. So dipping our fingers seemed much more appropriate.
Oh
you know
my
what I'm
God!
saying?
It went over my
She's staring at me like that. Did it go like? Was I really that wrong in doing
No,
that?
I didn't. It didn't. It literally went over my head. I just assumed it was like a get your toes wet. It
I
was.
It's sexual. I'm definitely gonna get those digits wet.
Yeah, that definitely went over my head.
So nobody's gonna tell you about sex magic 101, but key is lubrication, y'all. You don't want to wind up chafed from your ritual. Oh, I wasn't gonna say that at all, but this whole thing just made me feel like that was appropriate when normally I wouldn't think that it's appropriate. It's sex magic. It's Witches Talking Tarot. I figured there'd be lots of joking happening with this whole thing. Oh my God.
So one of the things I would like to talk about, because how can you not talk about it when we're talking about sex magic, is the Kama Sutra. I've recently found my copy of the Kama Sutra, which was given to me by a dear friend, Rachel. R.I.P. I think. Like, I really do. Lately, I've been thinking about Rachel all the time. Not sexually. Please shut up, Amber. But, like, really. And I found my Kama Sutra, and I was like,
oh. No, I was like, way to kill the mood, Maddie.
So, I was like, oh, Rachel gave me this.
For those of you listening on Valentine's Day, I'm really sorry that we killed your mood. We're gonna back up. We'll get you back up.
Anyway,
sorry,
so I was actually looking through the Kama Sutra with my husband, and I was just like, do these positions even feel good?
Well, I've heard that so many times. Like, look, shower sex. Women, you know what I'm talking about.
I don't like it.
No, my husband's a full foot taller than me, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna fucking say. If you can't do that, man, it's awful. I'm just saying, there's nothing in it for me. Nothing.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of shower sex. I'm really not.
It's too slippery in there. So there's nothing that can be done about the height difference. Really.
Yeah, it sucks. It really sucks. But like,
well, I mean, that is something that does
there
work
was
in the
this
shower.
position in the Kama Sutra, and it was like, okay, picture. We're gonna have to put NC-17 on this episode, right?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so picture it. Okay, so doggy style, right? Guy's from behind, but he's laying on top of her, arms out, legs out, Superman style.
Wait. Like she's his table, and he is he's doing he's planking.
Yeah, it's on her back while she's in doggy style position.
Oh, so he loved that.
So it looks like
now, what is
Superman.
this again?
I don't remember what it's called, but I'm
no. This is the Kama Sutra. Okay. I was like, where did we find this? On what internet webpage?
No,
not that I want to go.
The Kama Sutra. But there was one position I actually really loved, like, and it was like where they're both sitting down facing each other. Her legs are on either side of his waist. Right.
Yeah.
So when you sit that way, it aligns
it's a lot of fun.
all of your chakras. So you're both sitting like this.
Even when he's a full foot taller than you, because one is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. So like chakras.
I mean, it works if he's a full foot
your
taller
chakras
than you, just so you know.
Like, and the way that it was pictured in the Kama Sutra with the chakras, it was very beautiful. It was like chakra, and then the root chakra is connected. So like it was very, very cool. It was
That is
very-
beautiful.
Mhm.
That is beautiful.
Mhm. So it was a way to connect all of the chakras together. It was very beautiful. A lot
Sorry, I'm just like I'm mentally aligning where our mine and his things line up.
I know.
Sorry,
I'm just gonna
guys.
look up the Kama Sutra. It's too hard to
And
explain.
so I looked up the Kama Sutra, and I knew you had a copy, so I wasn't really planning to talk about it that much. But
Mhm.
from what I found, because I was reading the not illustrated stuff
Ah.
from it.
Sorry, I do have an illustrated one.
Yeah, no, I'm not finding fault with that, but I was on the interwebs looking at things about it, and because I just wanted a better
This is the one.
understanding. And yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of fun.
yeah.
I really enjoy it. But he is a lot taller than me, so I was just mentally picturing where our things
Oh, what
line
the
up.
fuck is that one in the Kama Sutra? Seriously?
Look,
Sorry.
okay, look, if you flip that where he's on his back, it is a lot of fun.
That's different.
I mean, it is different, but it's also the same. I mean, like, technically it's the same position. It's just he's on his back. You know, like instead of you being on your all fours. Anyway, guys, but like, so the Kama Sutra seems to be not just a manual for different sexual positions. It seems, from what I understood, and please correct me, that's why I'm asking, because I am curious. It seems that it is a guide for all things involving growing up, becoming a man, quote unquote, finding a wife, having sex, how to behave after you found a wife.
Well, and it's also a very spiritual thing too, as well. Like,
right. Yes, no, from a spiritual aspect as well as many other things. But is that correct? That it's not just a guide of sex positions, correct? Am I understanding?
yes, you're
this correctly?
absolutely
Okay,
right.
okay. I wasn't, because I was like, did I really find the right thing when I was reading through
Well,
it?
but it's also about sharing energy with this person. So that's something that people don't realize, especially nowadays. And there's nothing wrong with having multiple sexual partners.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, what people don't realize nowadays is why sex was sacred in a lot of practices, or
And still,
beliefs, is because when you have sex with someone, you are literally pounding the root chakras, if you will. But no, seriously,
you're quite
connecting.
literally connecting and sharing energy.
Yes.
Because you're quite literally sharing your life force.
Yes.
The chi.
Literally.
Yeah.
So when you go and you just do that with just anyone, who are you sharing your life force with? Who are you sharing this energy with?
Well, and the Kama Sutra actually covers that. It's one of the things that I read because I was curious. Because like what I found, like you could read all of the different things, and so like I just read the ones I was really curious about because I knew you'd talk about it more. So I really didn't look like too deep into it. I was just kind of curious about some of the things, and one of them was like, it was about like the kind of woman that you'll just fuck, and then the kind of woman that is okay to like marry and have kids with, which I was like, wow. And it was related spiritually. Like it was put down on paper in a spiritual manner, but basically, there's some hoes you fuck to get experience, and then there's the ladies that you're willing to have kids with and impregnate. So sexist. But also, so one of the things that I read.
I'll go to a strip club, but I'll never be in a relationship with a stripper. Fuck you.
Right?
Sorry, like
exactly. So, one of the titles, and I was just curious because I was like, oh, so the Kama Sutra is more inclusive than just, hetero relationships, because one of the titles was when the female acts like the male. And so I was like, okay,
the
so we're getting
Amazon
into a little,
Have you seen
No,
it?
okay. No, it's not. It's when you're tired, so she takes control in sex, or when she feels like taking control because she's curious to do so, or when she takes control in sex because you want her to do so. But it wasn't like what I thought it was going to be.
Do you know what the Amazon position is?
No.
I'll have to show you.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's not weird. I'm sorry.
picturing reverse cowgirl.
No.
Anyway. No.
I'm not trying to be like
I don't know the real names. you know, I know
Rude.
reverse.
You know,
cowgirl.
if you guys like the Amazon subscription, like that is so cool for you.
I have to know. I have to see now.
So, so like his dick is right there.
No, I know.
Is that weird? I wouldn't do that. I just feel like that's like not.
That makes me think about when the episode of Workaholics where Alice has sex with Durs because she just really needs to get some, and she has no respect for these guys and is not really attracted to them. But she's like, I need some dick, so she's like gonna have sex with Durs. And it's not exactly like that, but it's the same mentality of like he is completely submissive to her.
Exactly, that's why it's called the Amazon.
Surely, wait a minute. She has him up by the leg. Wait, let me
Maybe.
see that again.
Okay.
Hold on, guys. I'm very unfamiliar to the Amazon position. Again,
So
I know
there's
reverse
this
cowgirl.
one, like it's basically like that. Like
Yeah, that's kind of what she did
To
to him.
me,
Like
I
he's on a
just-
desk. That's
like
that's fun, sort of. I
this
mean,
one.
well, yeah, because his legs help you. You know, it's different.
But for me,
Anyway, so the Kama Sutra is more than just sex position manual, but it is also a sex position manual. Just in case you didn't know. But it's a spiritual one. It is. And like there were other things in there, but like I clicked on a couple of other things. It had all of the chapters. I did not. And there was not images. I didn't look up images because I was like,
the copy that I have is images and it's not colored. It's not like illustrated. It's like legit pictures of people.
oh.
It's a real good copy. Like I'm so glad I got this copy. If I'm being honest with you.
I never pictured them outside of what I saw in Dracula.
Like it's actual
Love it.
people, and it's
not
so,
making fun, not making
it's
fun
like-
at all.
I think
I
they're
love
wearing
that
in some positions you can tell that they're wearing the cock sleeve or whatever you want to call it, you know, where like
No,
it's
what?
like a sock on their dick, so they're not actually touching, but then in
Oh.
some positions you can see where they actually are. But like everybody
And
just assumes
why would we do that?
I don't know.
I'm curious.
But there's some crazy moves. There's like I love the fucking swan where the girl. It's literally like imagine the fucking Swan Lake, like in the air, ballerina leg up, like
Yeah.
not the best.
Well, and see, okay, so I love what I love about the Kama Sutra, other than the fact that like every preteen in America thinks of it as like their first porno. Am I wrong? Where's the lie, guys? I'm just saying. Like, I mean, the first time I ever found out about the Kama Sutra, I was like, "There's a fucking manual for this." What? Everybody says it doesn't come with a manual, but it does. It even has a cool name. I just mean like it's a lovely illustrated manual of all the different ways beyond what is generally thought of as the ways of love making. But because so many of those positions do require the concentration to not only acquire the position, achieve the position, but also do it within the spiritual bounds in which it's meant, it relates to Tantra because Tantric sex is all about experiencing each other, experiencing the now, experiencing ourselves. And you can, and it's inherently connected to the Kama Sutra because A, they came out of like the same civilizations, but B, you couldn't achieve a lot of the things that the Kama Sutra gives you if you're just like wham bam pinky man. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't get to swan laking it.
Swan laking it.
Sounds good to me. Isn't that?
Dude, I half of those positions. I'm like, I am too fat for that. There is no fucking way.
I'm too clumsy. I'm not
There's
breaking
no
my
fuck-
husband's
what-
dick in half. I like that thing.
Have
I'm
you
not
seen
risking
Blades
it.
of Glory?
Yes.
Okay, so you know when he's like holding him and
Yes.
he's like,
That is-
he's like, yeah. Oh my god.
That's
Oh my god.
I mean, but anyway, But the Kama Sutra it is important, right? Because it does help people think outside the marital or sexual box that they were given. But it also helps bring the tantra in, perhaps, right? Although, like, okay, so for me, like, I learned more about tantric sex for this than I had before. I thought tantric sex simply was like everything but the actual action, but you still can. It's not. It's all about getting in tune with each other, getting in tune with yourself, getting in tune with your sexuality, getting in tune with all these different sensations, all these different feelings, emotions. And it's not about attaining orgasm. It's about that connection and that spiritual connection. And it really does go hand in hand with the Kama Sutra. Like, that's what I read anyway.
Now, do you think you can have a tantric sex with a person not knowing, like you do it, or is it something that
if you have a partner and you are wanting to have a tantric experience, it does require both partners to be involved, like eye contact, for an example. Like, there's deep eye contact because there is deep emotion and attraction behind eye contact, right? There's also, like, it's gonna be rated NC-17. Okay, so I don't know if you've ever had this experience, but, like, TMI, y'all. Probably, but not in a dirty way. You know, when I'm with my husband and we make eye contact, it is some of the deepest, most passionate, and
Amber's
sometimes
voice getting deep here.
and sometimes the most releasing experience, just from the eye contact, like going out of our way to maintain the eye contact. There's something very deep in that, and like that's the same kind of connection that tantra calls for and expects and gives to a person, because it's about more than just eye contact. Sometimes it's getting your breathing together. Sometimes it's breathing each other's breath, but it's all about getting on that same spiritual level, that same intimate level, sharing intimacy. And so it plays very well into sex magic, because for sex magic to be successful, it works very well. Like, you can do sex magic without your partner being involved. I've not heard as many success stories from that practice, right? But sex magic where you and your partner are making it more about an orgasm, making it more than just getting off. You are getting in tune with each other. You're getting on the same vibe with each other. So as you're manifesting the same thing together, you are spiritually higher. You are connected with each other and the beyond. You know what I mean? Like, you are having a spiritual and magical experience, not just a physical enjoyment, like a lot of people treat sex like. And that's where the difference in, like, just being a witch who has sex and being a witch who practices sex magic, like, that's a big place where it lies. Because, like, whether it's singular sex magic or sex magic with a partner, it's that connection that really, it's that deepness, that depth of emotion, that depth of vibration, that depth of connecting and becoming one to make your goal happen. That's where the magic comes in. That's where the release of your joint orgasm, of course. That's good magic.
Love. Does it happen every time? No. But when it does.
Right. And when it does for sex magic, right? Then it's like that much more powerful for your manifestations, right? So for those of you who are not familiar with sex magic is the act of using the energy generated from an orgasm or from the act of intimate lovemaking to manifest something that you want to put out there, an intention that you want to bring to fruition. Yeah, I don't know. What would you add to that description?
No, I think that's very accurate. I think that's pretty accurate. I am so sorry. I'm not looking at the camera. I'm looking away from the light.
Yeah, no, that's why I
But I
take my
can't
glasses
take
off.
my glasses off because
Does it
it'll give
give
me
you
a
a
headache.
headache?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I'm just staring at you,
Yeah,
it's not
no,
because
that's
we're
fine.
doing a sex magic episode, and I'm like
It's so funny to
the
judge everybody.
time
The whole
that
time
you
we're
were
just
talking to me, I
staring
was just like,
deeply.
I know.
Talking about like
It's
very
contact.
intimate.
No. So if I'm staring at you, it is
It's
simply
fine.
me avoiding
Avoiding
the
the
light,
lights.
not because I'm like, oh my. Thank you. Actually. Thank you
You're
very
welcome.
much.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
helps.
absolutely.
I
That's why I take my glasses off, and I can. So
yes.
I actually need the break from my glasses on a long day. So
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Thank you so much. But like,
absolutely.
yeah, you say that about the eye contact, and maybe I'm weird. Maybe I'm weird. I like to have sex with my eyes closed or
Absolutely.
covered.
Yeah.
You
No,
know
that's
what I
why I
mean?
say when we make it happen.
Yeah.
Like it's very. If you haven't done it,
Mhm.
it's incredibly powerful, y'all. Like
While looking into each other's eyes. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like-
Assuming like the person, my husband doesn't do this, I just want to be clear, but let's pretend that the person has a weird ass fucking face that they make while they're doing it. And it's like, I can't look at your eyes right now. You're fucking looking like fucking Donkey Kong over there. I don't.
okay. So two things about that. One time when we were on acid, I just have to say this. I'm looking at my husband. We're like a lot of acid, like 10 strip each, like a lot of acid. It's great. It's a fucking great night. Having great sex. Look at him. His face morphs into his dad.
Oh my God, does he
Doggy
know this?
style the rest of the night? Nope. Have never been able to tell him.
And you don't
Never.
think he can hear you?
I don't think so.
Oh, that would be so.
It was the
awkward.
worst. It was the worst.
Um,
I was like, doggy style, rest of the night. That's all that's happening. But also, I also prefer to keep my eyes closed. I
too.
don't like.
It's not.
I
like
don't
a
know.
weird
It's not
thing.
a personal thing
It's
against
not a
him.
personal thing. I'm
Um,
not imagining someone else or anything
Right,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I just when I
It's
have my
awkward.
when I have my eyes closed or covered, it makes the feeling more.
True.
It takes away the one of your senses,
Mhm.
so it makes the sense of touch more intense for me. Granted, maybe I'm weird. Tell me if I'm weird. I also take a shower with my eyes closed. For the most part, I close my eyes in the shower, unless when I'm washing.
Yeah.
Then I'll open
That's
my eyes.
same because like
It makes the feeling of
I
the
don't want to
water.
get soap in my eye.
Oh well, for me, it's like it makes the feeling of the warm water more intense and more relaxing. So
Fair enough.
I'm one of those that likes having certain senses taken away. Am I gonna go all 50 Shades of Grey, have my eyes covered and earphones in my ear? Fuck no. That's too
I need
far
to be
for
aware.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, no. But like for me, I feel like I'm less self-conscious if my eyes are closed.
Yeah, I don't think about how fucking ugly I am. Like, cause I can be anyone.
I'm super vulnerable.
Yeah, well, and
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, they're like, "Oh, are you imagining someone else?" No, I'm imagining myself, someone else.
Also,
Like,
maybe I look
I'm-
sexier when I'm laying there with my eyes closed,
like,
and I'm like,
in my head,
oh.
I am a fucking.
yeah,
Don't
yeah,
burst my bubble.
fantasies there.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
No, I will say because we're talking all about sex this episode, pregnancy. Not
Disagree.
everybody feels this way. A lot of women don't want to have sex when they're pregnant. Not me. When I am pregnant, I feel like a porn star. My hormones are up, up, up. It is the best sex I've ever.
Let's just say there's not enough room for the kid and him. That's just
Fucking
bad.
ew, Amber. Who's knocking on the
saying.
fucking door? Like,
Like there is not. It was not comfortable.
Really?
Yeah.
really, I
most
don't.
of the time. certain, yeah. No, yeah, we didn't have sex to completion our whole honeymoon, actually.
Oh my God, are you sick? Oh, you
I'm
were sick.
serious.
You were
I was
sick.
pregnant.
Yeah,
I was
that's sad.
pregnant. Yeah, it's just things. Yeah, I was not
Well, and the
comfortable.
thing about pregnancy sex is your blood is pumping more, which means you're warmer. Did you it? Yeah, it's totally a thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes your vagina swells up.
Mm. Fair
Mine
enough.
didn't. Mine didn't. Like
Yeah.
truthfully, but in my pregnancy groups, a lot of women talked about how that happened. And the only thing I kept thinking was like, have you ever seen a dog on a period?
You know what? And I'm over here like that happens when I'm on my period.
Yes,
So you
exactly.
I'm over here like you can take sex magic and blood magic,
Exactly.
and it's gonna be better for him and maybe you too.
I don't
Look at that.
I don't like.
Love it.
You do.
Oh yeah. Sorry if anybody's really uncomfortable.
Don't watch this episode.
Yeah.
You
Or
know.
fast forward for like, I don't
Yeah.
know, less than 5 minutes. You know how we are. We'll skip on to something else. I used to say my insides needed a massage, and he knew what that meant. That meant I wanted to get fucked really hard because that's exactly what was
Did it
happening.
help your cramps? I hear it helps your cramps.
Absolutely. Well, you're getting some like acupressure therapy at the source.
I don't like it because of that. That's my only issue.
I mean, if you're doing it right, it's always messy.
Well, yeah, but not bloody. And not even the good kind, like vampire bloody. You know what I mean? Because, like, listen, there's a vampire drinking my blood, and we got True Blood style blood everywhere. That's cool. When it's period blood, that's gross.
No. So I guess I'm of the generation where men still looked at it as a badge of honor if they're willing to do it with their woman while she's on.
Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a me thing. It's definitely a me
No, I get
thing.
you.
Like,
I get you. But I think that part of the reason it's a you thing is because society has ingrained us to believe that our period is dirty and nasty and messy. And
well, you know what?
you know.
I'm gonna be TMI, and I know I'm not the only one. Period smells like blood, and I don't like the smell.
True.
That's the
True
big
that.
turn off for me. Is I don't
True.
like the
I
smell. Period.
definitely get that.
Mhm.
Definitely.
And that's not abnormal. You
No,
know what I mean?
not at all.
Period blood smells. I just don't like that smell while it's having sex because it makes me feel dirty.
Get that?
Like
Yeah.
you said.
No, I get
Which
that.
is, I guess, society. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
like I clean up beforehand and we put a towel on the bed.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, if you need tips on sex magic and blood magic, but basically, you know, like for sex magic, so like people that actually practice sex magic,
Mhm.
they plan for a while before they act of what they're going to be manifesting.
It's like writing a ritual.
It is like writing a ritual. They might have certain candles available. They might have certain kinds of sheets on the bed. They might have a certain ritual around the sex itself, or each one might be different. So if you're looking into practicing sex magic yourself, pretty much know that it's open to whatever you want.
Mhm.
You don't even need a partner. You don't need a
Yeah,
wand
that's
if
something-
you don't have a partner. But if you want, you can have a wand.
You can
Or
they
you
have
can make
crystal
your own.
wands.
They do have crystal wands. That terrifies
They
me.
have
That's
crystal
never
eggs. I was
happening.
actually talking
Never
with
happening.
I was talking with my mother because we're very open about sexuality in my family. At least
Unfortunately,
the
for my mom and
females.
I.
You
Yeah,
know
it's
what I
gross.
mean?
I wish I
Anyway,
was.
so my mom.
I love you, Mom. You listen now. I'm
There
so sorry.
are type of crystal eggs.
I'm so embarrassed.
There are type of crystal eggs.
Yeah,
like
they help
vaginal.
like
Well,
make
yeah,
it stronger.
they do
You
that,
hold it
but
in.
also the crystal wands. We were specifically talking about crystal wands and the crystal eggs. Literally cleansing yourself from the inside out, depending on the type of crystal. I think rose quartz is a safe one that you can use.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you don't have to do it, but I
No,
mean,
I know.
Just
like, I'm with
look
you.
it up. Look
Not
it up.
gonna do
They have specific ones.
Yeah. Like
I
jade,
would-
you can use jade.
Yeah, jade. I would personally use rose quartz because it's fucking rose quartz, and it would be cleansing to that area. And if you don't want to insert, look, you don't have to insert. Just rub the clit a little bit with the tip of your wand. I'm just saying, it works. It works the same way. Like, sorry, was that weird?
Guess we're gonna say TMI a lot this episode. No, my brain went to like, oh, that would be nice.
It would, because it's cool. It's
That'd
nice
be
and cooling and
smooth.
smooth, and you're getting
Smooth.
that cleansing energy. You don't
Yeah.
necessarily.
Do not use essential oils. as your
No, do not
Do
use.
not.
Do not. Also, be
Do
careful
not.
of the all natural lubricants you use, because my husband had a break out because I got a lubricant made with essential oil, and 2 times I cannot. The first time I got a rose one, and I was like, oh, this is so romantic, all natural, right? Yeah, no, my husband had a psychotic allergic reaction, literally couldn't go to work for a week, swelled the fuck up, had burns all over his skin, like awful. Second one, I got one that was all natural with orange essential oils, and got a UTI, kidney infection, and bladder infection. That's when I got very, very sick. So, it's when it comes to finding lube for things like that, just make sure you do coconut oil. Do coconut oil. Coconut oil is all natural. If you're not allergic to coconut, you're not going to have a reaction, because odds are you've eaten it many times. Don't put anything in your vagina that you wouldn't put in your mouth.
And don't put essential oils in your homemade lube. Do not
Have you
do
done
it.
that?
No.
Okay. I
No.
didn't know if you're
Like,
speaking from
I
experience
could
or not.
see some people who are new to the practice thinking, oh, well, this is good. I put this herb in my tea, so it must be fine to go in. No, don't do
You
it.
can use
Don't do it.
massage
Don't do it.
oils for massages, tantric massages, but that
Yes.
doesn't mean you can
They're
use them as
not
lubricant.
lube.
Yes. Also, for those of you that don't know, certain oils will affect certain condoms. It'll make them defective. Did you know that? You can't.
Yes, no, absolutely.
Yeah,
yes, no.
yeah. Well, some people didn't.
Yeah,
know,
no,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Certain, make sure that the condom is compatible with the lubricant that you're using.
Yeah.
Water-based is best when you're using a condom, because oil-based lubes can break that shit.
And just remember, when you're using flavored things, there are sugars in those, and that is
can
not
cause a
necessarily
big
great for your
yeasty-
stuff. And so, like, you don't want your sex magic. Like, don't put things into your sex magic that's going to actually degrade not only your sex life, but also your health. Like, that's not a good thing from your sex magic. Like, sex magic is supposed to use your inner energy that you are building up and then expelling in a great force with your orgasm.
I'm gonna be like, just because like this whole episode has just been so, first of all, fun. Would love to do another episode like this. But what the fuck was this? Okay. I'm over here like, maybe this episode can't go on YouTube. I don't think it can it? I have no idea. Like, will it be like fucked up? I don't know. I was just wondering.
We're gonna find out, guys.
But anyway,
if you want to make sure this stays on YouTube, go ahead and comment how much you like it, and don't talk about our tits and shit. Don't do that. Don't do that. That'll definitely get it taken down.
I can't do food. Some people have like this thing where they're like, honey. I guess you could use honey to anoint yourself and have somebody like it on or whatever. For me, that's not me. I'm tistic. I got the fucking tism. Don't get that sticky shit on me.
Right. Because like in sex magic, like part of the buildup is going to be the foreplay of using things perhaps or not. Like
honey, wax.
Like, yeah. I personally have discovered that peppermint is too much for my skin from Altoids being used. Some people like cinnamon, and again, it's too much for my skin. So, like, if you're gonna do something with a partner, you should definitely not just spring things on people. But I'm also not for food because that. Also, I got told a horror story by. So you ever have those friends that had older siblings that were like way older than you guys? Yeah. And so like when I was like, ooh, we're gonna say 13, about 13. My best friend's older brother was like 21ish. He was old enough to buy alcohol. I know that. Anyway, he used to tell us the most fucked up shit. Like, tough shit to tell somebody our age. Motherfucker told me that eating out meant, he said it was called eating out because, like, dudes would put, like, strawberries and blueberries and grapes.
Ew,
Basically, they put a fruit salad up a hoo-ha and eat it out of there with their tongue. And that's why it's called eating out.
And people
And
do
I've
that.
always been terrified because I was like, you're going to get an infection. Like,
And a
that's a lot
blueberry
of
will
fruit.
get stuck.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that though, because like I wasn't used to things going in there, just coming out of there at that point, you know. And so I was just like, that's wrong. That's fucking wrong. So when I got way older and learned that that was fucking wrong and that not many people do that, I was so pissed off. I was so pissed off for years. Like eating out sounded terrifying. I was like,
Dude.
oh my
Turned
god.
out to be one of the best
The
things.
fuck? Yeah.
We were talking like food, right? Like, so I don't like food now. But you know what's fun? Or what I've done is drink of hot coffee and then go.
Oh yeah, like the hot and cold difference. Oh
yes.
Oh no, I both. Try both.
I've done it both ways. The
Yeah.
hot and the cold. Yeah. I like the warm better. Well, I think they like.
Well, yeah, but it's like, you know, you've seen Basic Instinct, everybody with the ice cube and everything.
Yeah,
you know, there's the different sensations. Because again, like in Sex Magic, it's all about that build up and that connection of you and your
And the
partner, but
senses,
the
the
magic
natural
building
senses,
up, yes. But like there's also like, so there's the building up to the explosion, but like there's also a kind of sex magic that is Aleister Crowley apparently made it like famous, and I kept it open. I did not keep it open. But I'll talk about it more when we talk about Aleister Crowley himself, like next week, because we got to do that during February. But it's a kind of sex magic that is. It's called the sleep of silence. He called it the sleep of Siloam, and he is said to have learned it from one of his female students. And prior to that, you know, last month, check out, we talked about Helena Blavatsky and Theosophy. She, in Theosophy, talks about this sleep of Siloam, but she mostly comes at getting to this delirium, this state of ecstasy to commune with your gods. But she mostly does it by way of like psychedelics versus physical exhaustion. But with Aleister Crowley, he has this sex magic process of basically like multiple different people pleasuring one person that is the person that's trying to get to this state.
Oh, that sounds
By-
fantastic.
Right? You know, there's different lines of thinking. Some people think that if it's same gender, it's more powerful. Some people think that if it's opposite gender, it's more powerful. Either way.
Do it all.
Right. But like basically they get you to this place of physical exhaustion where you're somewhere between sleep and wakefulness. Like you're so I'm gonna say hot and bothered that you're not really asleep, but you're so exhausted because you've been gotten to the brink of climax and then not climax so many times back and forth that
and
you
then
are
when
just,
they finally
but like you never, in a lot of the practices of this particular thing, you never climax. You just get to the point so many times until you're so exhausted that you're in this like ecstatic state. You're like, you get to this place of you are in like this somewhere that you can commune with your god or goddess.
Well, that doesn't sound fun at all. Like I feel like
think it does.
I mean the edging, because that's what I would call it, and then finally going overboard. I feel like that would send me to the state with my gods, not fucking just being sexually.
No, because once you have the orgasm, you get fulfilled and other bodily processes take over. The whole point is to commune with the other side, when you're in this space of in-betweenness, you haven't been fulfilled yet. You're still in this state of ecstasy. Like, you know, when you really, really want him to keep going and like, it's just, and you're just like right there, that's the place. But after like 20 times of that, and you talk to your God. I get it. I totally get it.
I'm not saying I hate it. I've read plenty of books. Well, because
like this is not the same as like the manifestation that comes out with that explosive orgasm. Because in a lot of things with sex magic,
to me that falls in line with the whole like needing to hurt yourself in order to commune with your God. Well, you're not hurting it is hurting. I mean, to me it is
I mean, it's not that you never finally have an orgasm. It's not that you never have an orgasm ever. It's to get to this specific state of being.
It just doesn't sound like something I would enjoy. And I'd like to
fair enough, but I don't. I was gonna say, like, I just don't think that it's hurting. And if you're willingly entering it, I don't think you're gonna be like pissed off. It's just like dropping acid.
Till you try it,
right? You know it's like dropping acid or staying up for 3 days straight, and then you're so delirious. You see God. You know, there's all these different ways of communing, of being in this state where you are on that level with being able to be fully open and commune and experience them in a physical manner. And maybe the act of communing with your deity is so full of ecstasy that you don't need somebody down there tickling your clit because you're coming anyway from the ecstatic experience of community. I'm now talking from personal experience because I've actually, without realizing it. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is like getting to that point where you are so there that you're actually on the same level, that you're able to commune with the God outside of this world. In and of itself is ecstasy. And I think that's the whole point. Fuck, I would never have gotten there without saying all that. Holy shit. That's crazy. I didn't realize that when I was reading about it, but like, that is the ecstasy. It's not some human person bringing you to climax. They get you to a state where you are able to have an ecstatic experience on another plane. And that in and of itself is the ecstasy. Damn. It's not the same thing as sex magic, right? Because that's talking about communing with deities versus like manifesting something in sex magic, which does usually wind up with climax. You know, like the whole point in the sex magic with the climax is you're manifesting through all this buildup of activity, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the foreplay in whichever way you choose, whether it's with foods or oils, you know, whatever.
Crystals. Like we talked about wands, like we talked about, like there's so much you can do. Now we are on 45 minutes of this episode.
Well, I mean, I did figure with sex magic for
well, then there's still so much fucking more we could talk about. Well, I think we should
really, I kind of, when I was researching, I didn't find much beyond like tantric sex, Kama Sutra, this specific thing with the sleep silo. I mean, I didn't find anything beyond that.
I guess we could talk about sex forever.
I mean, good. Definitely. I mean, like, you know, if somebody's not familiar with sex magic, they might not understand like the way that it works with the whole, you know, and you can do the buildup with yourself too. Like without having a partner, you can have that buildup in the sex magic, you know, because the whole point is building up that energy. So when you do climax with your traditional way of performing sex magic, that climax is what releases all of that energy out into the universe so that you can manifest that intention.
I love that. I think that's a great way to put an end to this episode. What about you? Is that okay?
Yeah. I am
All
down.
right. Well, I really enjoyed this episode.
Yeah.
This was such a fun episode. I think this is not our first NC-17 episode, but it's
Nah,
definitely
that was Sex Stevens.
Sex Stevens. This
Yeah.
is definitely a deeper one. No pun intended. If you want to follow us on Threads, Facebook, and Instagram, you can find us there at Witches Talking Tarot. If you're watching on YouTube, is this going on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe.
You are on the X, you can find us at Classiest Witches because we have a Classiest Witches, which Death by DVD
Pam.
and Victoria already know. You can find us there like they did at patreon.com/Witches Talking Tarot. So thanks for coming to sit with us for a spell.
For a
and,
sexy spell.
right? I was gonna say, don't forget to sit and spin. It is Valentine's.
Oh
after
my
all.
fucking god, Amber.
It's not meant as an insult when it's said that way.